What's up, YouTube? It's your girl T, coming to you live and direct from the unofficial official T's corner. And I'm coming because I'm going to do a review, and I know I haven't done one in a very long time. And I thank you all, my new subscribers, and everybody who has come on and who has commented and gave reactions to my previous videos. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I plan to come on and thank everybody by name, and COVID has just turned my life upside down, so I haven't gotten around to it. But I honestly do appreciate you all, and I thank you so much for following me because I'm just someone who likes to talk and share my opinions, and you guys enjoy that. And so, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so now I know it's been a while since I've reviewed a show, but I'm going to review Lovecraft Country, and this is going to be a little different because I'm already 8 episodes into season 1, and I usually start right at the beginning, but this show has a lot of things that you have to unpack. There's Easter eggs after Easter eggs being dropped. Everything you thought you knew about yourself may not be true. And looking at this show will have you question things you thought you knew. Um, African American history, sci-fi, horror, romance, comedy. This show has it all, and some heavy hitters to set it off. So show creators are Misha Green, J.J. Abrams, and Jordan Peele. Now, I don't do horror and I really don't do sci-fi, so I'm not really familiar with J.J. Abrams or Jordan Peele. I know, of Jordan Peele's movies, of course, but I've never watched any. Um, so I think I'm going to watch Antebellum, but I've never seen anything that he's ever done, including Key and Peele. Just I know that he's brilliant. I've heard great things about his work. Never never watched him. So this show, with those three behind it, and the magnificent people who are working on it, and some great writers, and the original novel comes from Matt Ruff, Lovecraft Country, which was based on the sci-fi writings of H.P. Lovecraft, who was sci-fi horror author and also a notorious racist. So Matt Ruff's Lovecraft Country is set in 1950 Southside Chicago, follows an African American family led by the main character Atticus Freeman, who's, I think it's Atticus Black in the book, I'm not sure, but Atticus Freeman and his family, and his discovery of his heritage through his maternal side. So let's get into Lovecraft Country, Season 1, Episode 1, Sundown. When the show opens up, we see the main character, Atticus Freeman, and his platoon fighting through foxholes, manholes, whole thing, in the Korean War. And you hear some dialogue, white men welcoming the little black boy. And one thing that stood out to me for this portion is that you hear a woman say, "Daddy, no," and he tells her to go away, that she doesn't need to see this. So I find that, like, is weird, because for all of these racist people who did horrific things to our ancestors and to us still today, they knew that it was wrong. They act like they're right. They act like they're justified in their actions, but they knew they were wrong because they figured that their women who were delicate ladies didn't need to see that nasty side of them. So they knew what they were doing were wrong. Didn't stop them from doing it, but they didn't want everybody to see they're ugly on the outside. And then descends. It's like futuristic history, if that makes any sense. I'm telling you, like, this show, mind blown weekly. So you have the Korean War going on while a spaceship drops the lady from Mars. And you have someone talking about 1920s baseball and Jackie Robinson. I didn't get the whole Jackie Robinson thing. A little later on, it made some more sense, and I'm still not sure I've connected the dots correctly, but I've connected them to make sense in my mind. So that's where we are. And the Red Lady descends, and she's played by Jamie Chung. Now, I was not aware that Jamie Chung was on The Real World in 2004. Had no idea because I only watched the first two seasons, and after that, it was a wrap for me in reality TV. But shouts out to Heather B because she was on the first season, and like I said, the first two seasons were dope, and everything else was what we have today. But Jamie Chung was on The Real World and has actually, developed an acting career, a respectable acting career from that reality TV show. She comes down from the spaceship in, Korea when it's 1928, 1940, and futuristic all at the same time. All this is going on at once. Um, and at first, you think that she's someone there to comfort the main character, Atticus Freeman, who's played by Jonathan Majors. Now, Jonathan Majors is a newcomer to me. Not that he's a newcomer, but I haven't watched The Five Bloods yet from Spike Lee, and I understand that he is in that. But of course, nobody just boom makes it. So, he had some things before, but I'd never heard of him before Lovecraft Country. And he is number one on the call sheet. We'll talk about that again later because I got some ideas. But he's the main character and we're following him. We're following his journey. And so he is a Korean war vet. The Red Lady from Mars drops down, Jamie Chung, and she looks like she's coming to console him or to, protect him. She whispers something in his ear in a foreign language that I don't understand. I don't know what she said. To me, it seemed kind of sinister the way it came out, the way she said it, and of course, the way she looks right now. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. And then she turns him around. There's this huge monster that looks like an octopus face predator. I don't know. And Jackie Robinson comes and slaughters the monster with a baseball bat. Says, "I got you, kid." The monster reforms, and Jackie Robinson goes to swat him again with the bat. Boom. Present day, 1950s, on a bus leaving Kansas. Atticus wakes up from a dream. He's reading the book. I can't think of the name of it. I'll tell you in a second. But he's reading this book, and that is what is prompting all of these dreams in his head. So he's connecting the book with his past, although I still don't know how Jackie Robinson fits that because that was 1928. I don't know. I was wrong. He's not leaving Kansas. He's leaving Kentucky. And he says, "Good riddance to old Jim Crow," and flips him the bird. And they show him on a public bus in the colored section, him and one other lady, and the rest of the passengers on the bus are white. And the bus breaks down, catches a flat or something. The bus breaks down, and they are rescued by, I'm thinking another bus is coming. Not the case. I don't even know how they phoned that they needed help because it's 1950s. Ain't nobody got no cell phone. They're out in the middle of nowhere. But I guess they had like CB radio or something. I don't know. But they've called for reinforcements. And so you see all of the patrons that are off the bus. Atticus is reading from his book, and he has a letter folded up in the book, I guess, that he's using as a bookmark that we later learn was written to him from his father. And when the help comes, it's just a pickup truck from someplace called McLean Farms. And the suspenseful music comes. There's some eye exchanges. So I already knew that there was going to be a problem as the man is helping the white patrons off of the bus and onto the truck, and holding their luggage and all this, helping them get their luggage from underneath. Like I said, the only African Americans on are Tick, Atticus, whose nickname is Tick, and a lady. And no one is assisting this lady in getting her luggage. Atticus notices that he has his duffel bag. As I said, he's a veteran, so that's his suitcase. Know from experience, it holds a lot of stuff. So he grabs his bag, puts his book away, goes over to the lady, and "Let me help you." He helps her get her bags, and I was like, the way that there was two gentlemen in the truck that came from the farm to help them on the bus, and the way that the second guy was looking at Atticus, I felt like they were not going to be allowed to ride on the pickup truck, and I was right. So later we see Atticus and the other black lady walking and carrying their luggage and discussing the book that he's reading. As they're walking, she asks Atticus about the book that he's reading, and the title is The Princess of Mars. And he explains what's going on and John Carter and that whole thing. And I've never seen that movie, but apparently, Disney's made a movie about John Carter. And she was like, you said he was a Confederate soldier, and he said X. And she said, that means he fought for slavery. You don't get to put an X in front of that. I totally agree. And in the novel, his father is saying that. He's having this conversation with his father, not some stranger that he met on the bus. And there is a very potent line for me that he says to her after she says, you don't get to put an X in front of that. And what he says is that stories are like people. Loving them doesn't make them perfect. You just deal with it. And I was like, whoa. It's like all of their flaws are still there. They don't go away, but you love them. So you deal with it. That thing hit me so hard. I was like, okay. And this is when I tell y'all we 2 minutes in and it's already powerful. Imagine what you get in an hour. His exact words were, you try to cherish them and overlook their flaws. And in everyday life, how do we do that? We love our friends. We love our family. They're not perfect. We love ourselves. We're not perfect. We have flaws. We are human. Flaws come with being human. But, there's somebody out there who loves us. There's somebody out there who we love. We know they're not perfect, but we try and cherish them and overlook those flaws that are always going to be there. Maybe different flaws. Maybe they work on something and improve that and something else changes because we're human. And that happens. And he explains why he likes the stories that he likes, the folk stories and the hero stories. And he says, little Negro boys from the south side of Chicago don't notoriously get to fight the monster and save the day while defying insurmountable odds, which is so true. And ironically enough, as the series progresses, that's exactly what he gets to do, which I thought was unique that they, put that in there for him to say that, and then not knowing that that is exactly what he's going home to do, because he's going home. He said he joined the military. The woman that he's talking to says, joining the military, you had adventures. And he said, that's not why I joined to get away from my father, and ironically enough, he's the reason I'm coming back. She asked if his father were sick, and he says no, he's gone missing. And so now that his father, who we'll meet later on, Montrose Freeman, has gone missing, he's going home to find out what has happened to his father, because his father summoned him with a letter that he wanted him to travel somewhere with him in order to dig deeper into the familial roots of his mother.